Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm, there's a killer on the road, his brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday.
Can't hear you, man. I think you're muted. On YouTube anyway.
If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road.
Maybe now.
Yeah.
Can you hear the music?
Yep, you're good.
Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Make him understand.
That's enough of that, folks. Let's get to the news, shall we? Amos Sewn, 81. I think I said that already. I'm not the sharpest knife in the block. Bit like a bread knife. I cut through difficult subject matter and always leave plenty of crumbs on the board. Anyway, got a video in the background to play for you. It's just me going for a walk. Anyway, you won't see much of that because I've got some news items, important news. See, I've got a sheet full of paper full of them. And I've got to put them on the screen too, I guess, if I press the right button. Well, the first story today is the weather. Have you noticed the weather lately? It's heating up. Global climate change is going to kill us all real quick. Yes, real quick. Warm winter weather and the precursor to scorcher of spring across Australia. Unseasonal heat across Australia this winter has resulted in all but one capital city experienced temperatures ranking in the top 3, warmest on the record. And the records, that's the thing about the records, isn't it? The records are been around since, I looked at the details, 1850s. That's not quite a couple hundred years. And now the weather's changed a bit since then, hasn't it? All the time the weather's changing. You sort of get good and bad. This man-made thing, I don't know about that. Anyway, enough of that. Next important story should be the power grid. If I press the right button again. Here we go. National Energy Grid faces... Sorry guys, I got... Try again, shall I? National Energy Grid faces summer pressure as market operator calls for urgent investigation in generation. In other words, they haven't got any bloody power to sell to you, so they'll charge you what they got. Top they can, because they don't like coal. I think it's basically what it says, yeah. Much of the national power grid is facing substantial reliability problems over the next decade. And soon as this summer, without rapid investment in both electricity generation and transmission. Build a nuclear generator. No, they're not going to do that. It's just this Australian energy market operator has delivered a gloomier outlook for decades ahead. In the latest forecast, warning the situation has worsened since the update in February. So, in other words, folks, power bill's going to go up. You know, how surprising. Nice little spot, the Wanji Path, or one of the Wanji Paths. There's paths all over the place. Anyway, oh yes, noise is on in the background. Doesn't really matter, does it? Or should I shut that down? Yep. Mute button there somewhere. Cool. Riveting stuff. Anyway, this one is actually the most important story out of the whole thing. If I can find it. Yes. This is horrible, folks. What's happening to the bees? That's the wrong button. Pollination technology is addressing decline in interest populations, but not everyone's a fan. Because apparently they're going to use AI to fucking create something that will do the job for the bees. You think they could just stop killing the bees? Anyway, Christmas beetles used to be the festive staple, but their declining numbers have sounded a warning that something is not quite right. Just really. Oh look, might have a look at the chat room for a minute, folks. Hey, DK, of course. Drake reviews. Isn't that Muzzer? Hey, Muzzer, if that's you. But what about Twitch? DK, yeah, no one else. I thought this time of day we'd get some people from the family, or some people might watch. They all know it's on Facebook. So anyway, back to the story, eh? There was some switch in the public sentiment, says Emily. Remnant lecture in insects. So guys, means the insects are all dying. Declining insect populations have been on scientists' radar for years, but more recently the public has noticed. Yeah, the public has noticed. There's a lot more awareness around it, Dr. Remnant says. Now people are becoming more aware gradually it's not just extinction of fuzzy, cuddly animals that we should be worried about. Anyway, good old Christmas. Here's the word of the story, guys. In 2019, University of Sydney research suggested that 41% of all insect species were declining across the world. This has been dubbed Insectageddon. Kind of love that word. No, actually, I don't really, because it's not good. And guess what? Whose fault is it? Climate change, habitat destruction, and of course, the real reason, pesticides are key parts of the problem. What are you going to do, folks? What are you going to do? Simple. Let me get back to me for a minute. If you want to eat food, you've got to look after bees at the very least. And, you know, pesticides probably aren't a good thing. Anyway, drink break. Actually, I might just surprise the man. Hey DK, you're live. You can unmute, or if you want to talk.
Hey man, how goes it?
Not bad,
I was
mate,
just
yourself?
sharing your link around everywhere and shit.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I got like one more story that's actually I got two more stories, but yeah, I thought I'd just bring you on to say a and get you. What do you think of me show so far? I've been making a bit of a hash of it, I think, but
Well,
my reading style needs a bit of work.
Nah, to be honest, it's not the show that's the problem, it's the shit that they're doing to us that's the problem.
Yes, well, that's right. There's, they're like climate change, the power.
Oh, killing the bees. Like,
Killing the bees, that's...
what the actual shit?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bee mite that we've just discovered, so we have to kill all your bees.
Yeah.
What? So nothing gets pollinated and no food will grow. That's a really great plan.
Pretty much, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're at, though. You know what I mean? That's the universe we're living in. The and just for the fact of how costs have gone up and stuff like that, things are being more expensive. They're screwing us in the ground, of course. And what can we do about it? We can do what we can, and don't know whether there's going to be enough. What do you reckon?
I'm starting to worry that there isn't enough people that are awake, that no matter what we do, it might not be enough at this point.
Yep.
I think there's still too many people who haven't woken up, and because they're complying, the
Yep.
idiots in charge still think they can get away with everything they're doing. We need more people to actually be actively against this, rather than just saying online they don't like shit.
Yep.
Saying online you don't like something doesn't actually accomplish anything
No.
other than piss off the people who are actually doing something.
Yeah, well, that's right. And the question always begs to be, what can I do? Like one of the things you're doing, for example, the community little centre yours are working with. That's pretty. Sounds like a good little situation. Yeah. Tell us a bit,
Yeah, well, I
about
do
that.
what I can. Although one person there has just said that his defence, which is for a similar crime to Vinny and Billy's, his defence hasn't been accepted unless he pays for heaps of extra judicial process,
Oh,
and they're ignoring his defence.
yeah.
So, yeah.
How surprising. When I was down in Canberra, actually, it's one of the things I want to get back to. One of the next stories is related to Canberra in a way. The what's that train of thought? Where were we? That worked well. Bit of brain fog in the middle of the show. The next story basically was about what's going on in Tasmania at the moment. There's I might going to bring it up on the screen in front and going to get you out of the way. It's an insecticide story. No, it's this one in Tasmania.
Yeah, I'm still on the way.
You're still in the way?
There we go.
Yeah. Well, you know I go down to Canberra quite often, and it's all about the 28 type pedophiles around Canberra and stuff like that, which is shocking, of course.
Yeah, one of which is an ex-prime minister, apparently.
Yes, that's right. And yeah, well, this is down in Tasmania. They're doing a an inquiry of sorts down there, and mate, there's been a lot of horrible abuse that's happened down there, and they're all talking about it. And there's this commission. They're in short, one of the witnesses who gave evidence in Tasmania's Abuse Commission of Inquiry has warned that if the findings are ignored, it could be your kid that goes to the doctor, your kid at the sports club, your kid's down the road in the volunteers group who suffers. The Commission's report and its 191 recommendations are expected to be made public on September 26. And yes, well, the government's saying we're going to pass them all. What's the bet that happens, eh? Hopefully it does. Whatever the 121,
Well,
100 and...
if they release the names, it's a good thing. But if the law they're passing is to hide it all because they've got
Yeah,
a community,
that's the
then it
thing.
doesn't really help anything.
That article does name a couple of people. Like there's one or two prolific people that have obviously probably already in jail. But yeah, it's more than what's shown, I would imagine. But at least they're doing something. You know what I mean? I think good on them for down there, and I have high hopes that it'll all go well over there. If you know what I mean? Down in Tasmania, that's nearly close to you as it is me.
Not quite, but yeah, I get
Oh
you.
yeah. No. Well, it's another part of. Anyway, I might get you back on somewhere. There you go. Oh look, we've got a special guest.
Yeah. When you decided she'd pop up, she wanted
Yeah.
her cameo appearance.
Oh, that's okay. We'll give her that. It's oh, so there we go. There you go. You got the full screen and everything, mate. Just the cat's got the show. uh,
Oh yeah, I've
actually, well,
never said my
that
cat is not retarded.
yeah. So is it feed time or something? Was
Oh no, she's just retarded.
oh right. Yeah. Yes. Mm. Oh yes. Another little minor. No, it's not really a minor story. It's quite important too. Apparently, 11.3% of Australia's water is owned by Canada, USA, China, UK. Yeah, Canada's got the biggest bit apparently. And
Really?
they
I would have actually
they
guessed,
reckon
I
it's
would have
only
actually guessed that it was owned by like companies or corporations rather than other countries.
yeah. Well, let's see. The countries own the 11%. The corporations, well, that's another statistic. How much
No.
of the rest of it?
They
You know,
own the other 89%, you own nothing.
and what there's how many of your farmers own the rights? You know, because that's the thing, mate. They get to sell their rights because it's a commodity that people want to. If you got no water and you've got water rights and you you your farm is a dust bowl, yeah, or all sorts of things that can happen to farmers. Like sort of, I've been lucky. I've been lived mostly in the city top, not really city, but sort of country, sort of, not really country, but not really city, but yeah, suburbia, shall we say? And we know nothing to what goes on in the country mostly. I've been going to country towns here and there, and you see the difference. It's really it's a good thing about Australia. And yeah, well, Fred the bus is on the road. I'll give you a Fred report, eh? I pulled out the spark plugs today, and it was running a bit rough, and there's a bit of soot. And I watched a 2-minute video on YouTube that showed me how to adjust the air intake type thing, the air fuel mixture. And now
Yep.
it's running fucking better than it ever has. It's got more power and
Oh, excellent.
yeah, it's just
They just
fine.
have like some build up or some crap in it.
Yeah, because it's a brand new motor. I've just ran it 1,000 kilometres, changed the oil, but done fuck all else. Plugs
Ah,
needed to be cleaned, just standard maintenance sort of thing. And I cleaned the plugs, and because of the plugs they put in, here's a little side story that's a little amusing. Um, Put me socket thing on in there and took it out. They were really tight actually. They were sort of like too tight. And because it was a different type of spark plug, the broke the top off the spark plug, the spanner, because it was shorter than it needed to be or something. And
ah,
yeah, so I ended up breaking because I thought, no, that won't happen to the next one. And it happened to the next one too. So then I changed my tool, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but I've got to get new spark plugs anyway.
you sorted your tool out because it wasn't working right.
Yeah, well, every time if you use your tool, you break something, it's probably not the right tool. We are talking about mechanics, you know.
I'm sure.
Yes, well. Anyway, got the right tool. Fred seems to be running well, but I still need to get it checked over by a mechanic to, because just about rego time. It's just time that I paid the government, about $1,500 just to keep me bus on the road. Nothing to do
Actually,
with,
shit, same for me. I
yeah,
think I've got like about a week left before I
yeah.
have to renew my warrant and rego and shit on my
Yeah.
car.
Well, what does that cost you over
I haven't,
there
had
a
to,
year?
I haven't had to do anything since I bought it. I've had it for about 4 or 5 months.
What's a car rego worth over in New Crazyland?
The rego is a couple of $100 a year,
Yep.
and the warrant is about $50 unless there's things they need to actually, unless there's things they actually need to fix
Yeah.
for it to pass the warrant.
So $250 or so.
Yeah, every 6 months. Well, actually the 200 is for a year,
Yeah.
but the warrant is every 6 months.
Mm.
So it's your
Yeah.
$50 every 6 months just to check that nothing's fucked up. And then it's like, the registration's roughly $200 a year. It might actually be cheaper with this car because it's like, it's only like an 1800 size engine and stuff, and hopefully it isn't classed as hazardous to the road conditions and climate change and all the other bullshit that I'm sure they've added everything on to as more tax.
And I'll tell you, the registration on the bus is only about $60.
Far out. Yeah, but you've got mandatory insurance as well,
But
though.
there's a couple of bucks.
Insurance.
On top of that, they have road tax. That's about $800 or $900.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
they've got that with diesel vehicles here. Diesel's a little bit cheaper, but you have to pay per kilometre as well. They actually have road tax on diesel vehicles. Petrol vehicles, they don't yet. They want to do that now as well,
insurance thing?
Yeah, and insurance isn't compulsory.
Yeah, well, we have a compulsory third-party insurance that we have to pay, and that's about $300 or $400. You know, so the registration's under $100. The road tax, which is the killer, $700 or $800, and then your green slip, which is an insurance product, and insurance products, well, the insurance companies get a good fucking run out of it, don't they?
I hate insurance companies.
Yes. They're not exactly
I've only ever paid
either.
for insurance once in my life, and I paid for it was either 2 or 3 months before my car got stolen.
Really?
And I got paid out just over half the value of my car.
Yep. Mm.
That's how they fuck you anyway.
Yeah.
They will insure a car worth this much. And when you claim, it's like, but we're only giving you this much.
Yeah. And people fall for it all the time. All insurances. It's all a scam.
Oh, yeah.
And people, like you talk to people in the street, or the pubs and clubs if you're me, and part of the conversations often is, I've got to pay this for insurance this week, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They're conditioned to enjoy their insurance. They like it. They feel secure, nice and warm.
Did you realise that if you had been putting all the money you paid into insurance into a separate savings account your whole life, there is nothing that you couldn't afford to pay for yourself by now.
Papa B. Hello, Papa B. First time chat.
He's not first time.
Yeah, well, he says first time. Anyway, g'day, Papa. Papa?
No, that's our old friend Ghost.
Oh, right. Yeah, Ghost. Hey, Ghost. Welcome to Amos Sewn. It's news, spelled differently. Number 81. And what's happening on... So
what's happening all around the world? Everything is broken, and they're trying to kill us.
Yeah, that is the real news, folks. Yeah. Mm.
Well, the number of fires that they're starting in different countries, where they've said they want to make smart cities or net zero areas, either in this state, that country, is unbelievable.
Yeah. And
to be honest, I'm actually worried because they have said they want to make New Zealand the first net zero country.
Yeah. So
look what they just did to Maui. Look what they just did to Kelowna in Canada. It's and Tenerife.
Yeah, right.
There's 3 other places I already know of that they're basically burning everyone out so they can continue their agenda.
So you're looking forward to summer, are you, DK?
She's going to be a warm one, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I head down the beach.
A bit of sun, maybe some warm temperatures with a hint of forest fires.
Yeah. Yeah, which is a bit of a worry because I've got a bit of a forest out my backyard. It's only a little forest, but my bus is parked next to it. It's a problem.
All right.
Dear me.
If they start the forest fire, they'll set up blockades so you can't get out anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, that's what they said in Maui. The only people who survived were the people who just dodged the blockade.
You know what I'll do? If push comes to shove, I'll jump in my little blue car. That was the car that I got.
That's
It's
the
blue.
way. See,
It's
now you're
blue.
thinking. That's
Hey.
actually something else I found today.
Yeah.
My
little blue
on a
car.
different
it's a beauty.
channel, like on another Telegram channel I'm on,
Yeah.
because I brought up this the other day,
Yeah.
and someone actually found what the different frequencies of light are for all the different colors.
Yeah.
Blue, the frequency is 6.66. I'm actually not shitting you, and I was just like, what the
The
fuck?
fuck.
Like, you know, the frequency of the color blue, like in the light spectrum and shit, the frequency is 6.66.
Yeah. Well, even
Like,
my,
you've
even
gotta
my
be
background colours are
shitting me.
blue. Yeah, fuck.
Like,
Not
how,
fucking blue
how
all over
many
the shop.
times before it's, like, not obvious to people?
Yeah. So, because I like the colour blue and I've got lots of blue stuff, does that make me the devil? Maybe.
Oh. Does it make you the devil, or does it make you impervious to the devil's weapons?
Well, there's the thing.
Does the devil think that you're one with him if you're wearing blue, and therefore leave you alone?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And not that I'm religious, but I can definitely use that sort of shit in,
Well,
you know, analogies and conversation.
Yeah, well, that's just the thing. Like, I don't know about this God thing. I don't know about religion type thing because I know about fucking nothing. I know how to bake bread, I know how to make a leather belt, know this and that. But, yeah, well, because one of the best parts of this journey is actually is the fact that there's so much information out there, which is to some extent sometimes too much information. But it's, and you don't know if it's true. Sometimes you come across certain bits of information that feel true, that you know is true. They're the things you hold on to. Yeah, they're the things that it's all about. That's why we do what we do, because there is some truth in the world. I wouldn't lie, would I? Because I'm not the sharpest knife in the block.
Hey, not purposely, but
Yeah.
it's about how well-informed or misinformed we've been.
Yes.
See, because most of the people I actually know and talk to do not want to lie.
Yeah.
But it's just about making sure the source of the information that you are sharing around is as legitimate as you can find out it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the difficult part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what loony.
And-
God damn it. Stupid cat.
Yeah, your video seems to be a bit funny, but no, that's okay. It's like freezing a bit.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm watching YouTube on the other computer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. Well, anyway, mate, I might wrap it up. It's only a shorter sort of show today, but I only get a good night's sleep. I thought I'd do something different today. Do a short afternoon show. So, that's maybe more people might watch. But there's
Nothing else you want to cover at the moment?
I talked about the water and everything. Nah, that's about it, I think.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Had I prepared better for the show, of course, there'd be lots of other things. And that thing, I do have actually a couple of things in the pipeline. Like I'm going to get you off the screen for a sec. Like what I've got happening in the background at the moment. This little project of just going for a walk in the bush. How cool is that? I just take me phone thing and there it is. Walking in the bush. And you get to bring it home. I don't really, not like you're watching it again, but just the beauty of the scenery. The vision you're seeing is not just right.
Right. I'm still on the screen. You haven't got rid of me. We can't see your TV.
Really?
Yeah.
According to mine, I can. I can see my...
Oh, there we go. Can now.
Yeah.
As soon as I say it, it changes.
Yeah, that happens all the time, doesn't it?
I think it's the delay between like us talking and YouTube.
Yeah, they're a lot slower than they used to be.
I think there's like 15-second delay or some shit.
Yeah. Where it used to be like 3 or 4
Used to be
at the most.
5 to 8 or something,
Yeah.
and now it's like just a constant 15-second delay.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a pain.
yep. But it is what it is.
Oh.
You're back.
You want me to mute out so you can finish then?
Hey, I just put you back on screen just as you jumped off camera. That's pretty handy. Okay, mate, I'll talk to you. I'll leave the line open. We'll chat after the. Yep. Oh, all DK's details are in the description. Funny enough, that I meant to bring up. His Telegram, a couple of his YouTube channels, and well, look, we've got a loony in the background now. I'll put yeah, look, loony in the background. Don't know what he's doing, but he's anyway. On that note, folks, be good to each other. This has been another presentation from Amos Sewn. Yeah, right. I'll do the next show one day. Take care. Be good to each other. In Lakesh.